What up, all my fellow crafty peeps? Hi, my name is Judy, and if you haven't been to my channel before, I do sewing DIYs and sewing tutorials and sew pretty much whatever I feel like making that week. So it's been a while since I've done a completed tutorial, so I'm really excited and happy to share this video with you guys. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this super cute and super comfy and cozy velvet infinity scarf, which will be really good for me because it's supposed to get really cold on Wednesday where I live. So if you want to see how to do that, stick around and let's get started. I got the idea for this project when I found this large velvet maxi skirt at Goodwill. Too big for me to wear as a skirt, so I wanted to turn it into a nice warm infinity scarf that would be super cute. First thing I did is I cut off the waistband, and then I cut down the side seams so I would have the two separate panels, and then I cut off the hem so I just had two somewhat rectangular pieces of velvet fabric to work with. And then I started cutting out my fabric. I needed two 18 by 30 inch pieces since I was doubling it up, and I tried measuring it with my white pencil. It wasn't marking, so I did a lot of hopeful measuring and cutting right here. And then once I had one piece cut, I just pinned it to the other piece and trimmed around it so that way I wouldn't have to worry about doing all that measuring again and moving around and just save myself the headache. And now I'm ready because I have two 18 by almost 30 inch rectangles. If you're doing this with just fabric that you're getting from the store, you want it to be 18 by 60 inches to start off with. And then the first thing I did is I pinned the two pieces together on the short end so I could sew it together, have one long piece of fabric. And then I sewed those two pieces together at 1/4 inch, doing a narrow zigzag stitch with a 0.5 width and a 2.5 length. Now with my one long piece, I folded it in half lengthwise and I pinned the long sides together, trying to make sure they were matched up evenly, so that way when I sewed it, it would be all even. And then once again, I sewed down the length, the entire long side of my scarf at a narrow zigzag with 0.5 width and 2.5 length. The tutorial I followed said to do a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. I did 1/4 of an inch. It's whatever you feel like doing. It's your scarf, so you do you, boo-boo. Now to add a twist to make it an infinity scarf. So what I did here is I put yellow pins where my sewn seams were and then blue pins on the other halves. And then I flipped the whole thing right side out, and then I twisted it so I matched a yellow pin to a blue pin, and then I pinned the two ends together so that way I could sew it shut. And then just be prepared, you're not going to be able to pin all the way around because you're going to have a scarf in the way. So pin as far as you can, and then make sure whenever you're sewing that you will leave a spot that's unsewn. And then I sewed here again using my same narrow zigzag stitch at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance as far as I could go. You will have a section that's left unsewn because you're going to have to hand sew that later to close it up. And then last but not least, just hand sew that last couple of inches closed. I think I used a ladder stitch, which I didn't quite do it right, but you know, whatever works, it'll hold, it'll do what I want it to do. And I have a really cute warm scarf now. So hopefully you enjoyed that tutorial. This is a super easy project to make. It didn't take me long at all. I think maybe an hour tops when I started sewing, and that's because I had to put the two pieces of the skirt panels together. So if you want to see more sewing tutorials and get more sewing information, make sure that you like and subscribe, and come back next time to see what I make next. Bye!